going to sew a unicorn jumpsuit for my girl Lorie, and for that I got this fabric. I take the pattern, I will leave a link for that in the info box below. I draw on 2 halves of the big one here. Remember to mirror the pattern for the second time. I put in a sleeve on this one as well. And I have one piece here where I connected it at the middle and mirrored it, so it's one piece instead of 2. And then I have the other sleeve right here. Cut all the pieces out. I cut out all the pieces, and here I have the big one and I have one of the 2 small ones. And I connect the shoulder seam and I'm going to sew them together. Remember to put the fabric good side to good side so you are sewing on the back side. Then I take the other piece and I connect that shoulder piece to the shoulder piece on this one, and I'm going to sew this shoulder seam together. Now I open it up and lie it flat on the good side, and I'm going to take a piece of fabric that is not that thick and I'm going to place that under the good side. I find a few needles and I place them around the neckline of the fabric so that the two fabrics are connected. Sew a nice back stitch all the way around the neckline here and make sure it's really good and tight. After I did that, I'm cutting off this extra fabric. I'm leaving a little seam allowance still. Then I cut out this extra fabric around the neckline. Be sure not to cut into your sewing thread. And this scissor is really bad. Then I flip the fabric over so I get the seam on the inside. And I make sure it lies nice and neat. I found the smallest zipper I could, and it's time to sew that in now. So first I'm going to take this fabric and I make a tiny bend before I sew it on. It is quite hard to sew these on by hand, so if you have a sewing machine, please do so. But I'm sewing mine by the hand with a backstitch. Take your time to get this prepped before you're sewing it. That will make it a lot more easier. Do the same thing with the other side and sew it on this zipper. Now take a sleeve, and this part up here is going to sit into the place where it belongs. And the other one also, and then I'm going to sew them together with a back stitch. I sewed in both sleeves and I placed the parts together again, good side to good side, and now I'm sewing from the sleeve and all the way down to the leg, from the leg part and all the way over to the other leg and back up to the end of the sleeve. Now you just need to turn it inside out. And that can be a bit tricky, but the result is really worth it.